Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. RealitySpirituality. It's a new experience. RealitySpirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man. RealitySpirituality. You got a question for RLN? RealitySpirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. RealitySpirituality. Oh, now we get real. RealitySpirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Time to get real.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. I'm your host, happiness specialist, Rebecca L. Norrington. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing with your friends, family, and whoever. The show is growing. I don't know how the hell it's growing. Listen, I get new followers. How do these people find me? But see, that is the key. We're talking about. Let me just back up a little bit because I can be shot out of a cannon. I just feel like I'm shot out of a cannon, especially since I wasn't on air last week. And one of the reasons, I really am doing this, following my inspiration in every moment, inspired, yes, in every moment, not inspired. And it is really, it is this following my inspiration and acting on my inspiration, action. We hear about take action. Well, I take action when I'm inspired to take action. And other than that, I gotta let all this stuff go. And one of the reasons why, when I say I'm a happiness specialist, what is that, especially for my new listeners, what does that mean? That means that in every moment, in every conscious moment, I am making a choice, a decision, with being aware, with the awareness, with the practiced awareness of making a decision to either choose peace or to choose drama. That's it. And when I say peace, I'm talking about this internal foundation, this internal energy that is rooted in peace, contentment, surrendering, trust, knowing, acceptance. And when you practice acceptance of every moment, when you practice trusting in every moment, when you practice letting go of what you have zero control over in every moment, you will begin to feel and vibrate. You will begin to vibrate a feeling of peace and contentment. And peace and contentment, as far as I'm concerned, is the same as being happy. I mean, when you're at peace, you're happy. The bottom line is this happiness that I've been talking about. I've been sharing my journey with you for, almost 9 years. I think it's 9 years, maybe 10 years on the radio with you. There are so many things that I've learned about the practice of happiness. Wanting to be happy, desiring to be happy, thinking that the happiness is caused from anything outside of self. Oh, I was guilty on all of those. I thought that having a job with a great title, traveling all over the world, you got to have the perfect relationship. Oh, and you have to be the perfect weight. You have to look a certain way. You have to have the money in the bank with the right amount of zeros, not just one zero. You have to have the right amount of zeros. And what I found, and it's 2020 now, and just like 2 weeks ago, when, I'm a big sports fan, when Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others, from the coach and his wife and the daughter and the assistant coach, and who else was another child from the team. When these people lost their lives abruptly, suddenly, an accident, there is a cause, there is a jolt in the system. When I say system, I'm talking about the universal system. I'm talking about the universal energy, and just the shock of it, and the reminder that this life is so fleeting, and we never know how much time we have left. Now, usually what I found is people are shocked, they're in awe, they mourn, they cry, and then in another week or 2 weeks they're back to the same grind, with the same complaints, with the same perspective. And only you can answer that question. When certain things in this life, and it's happened more than just with Kobe Bryant's death, accidental death, helicopter crash. It's with a lot of things. It might be someone in your family. It might be a circumstance, someone that you know. Maybe all of a sudden they had a diagnosis of cancer. Life is a roller coaster of experiences, of journeys, of emotions. And with that, it's up to each individual to choose how they want to journey on the journey of life. And because let me say this. We only have control over very, very, very few things. And I'm gonna take you to the mirror. I'm gonna make a walk to the mirror. And that is the only thing that you have control over is self. I mean, of course, when the kids are young, you have control over them, and maybe if you're tending to some elderly people. But other than that, these adults that I see, these people, from coworkers to family members to friends, I have no control. Haven't you found that you have zero control over anything else other than self? That's a good thing, people. That's a good thing. Because when you make a choice in every single moment and you pause, and making a choice when you're practicing, making a choice, there is a pause before the action. There is a pause before what you say and what you speak. There is a pause before you decide to make any statement to the universe. And it is within that pause that you have the power to choose either peace or drama. So before I go on, let me give you my definition of happiness. Happiness is a practiced skill. And it all depends on what you're practicing in any moment. And what you practice in any moment decides or is a roadmap or is a hint to what you are going to experience in your future moments. What you practice in your present moment is usually what you're going to be practicing in your future moment. No, scratch that. Not usually what you're going to be practicing. Is usually what you are going to be experiencing in your future moment. Today's show, well, before I do that, so happiness is a practice skill, and the question becomes, well, what do you practice? Well, it's very simple. Either you are behaving in a way that is going to add to your happiness, and when I say happiness, I'm talking about peace, contentment, that vibration of satisfaction. That's what I'm talking about. So you're either practicing what's going to add to your happiness, or you're either practicing or behaving in a way that's going to be subtracting from your happiness. And I see people in the queue, so if you want to ask me a question, just press the number 1. You're welcome to join the show. So it's very simple. What you practice is going to add to your happiness, and what you practice or how you behave subtracts from happiness. And very quickly, I know this is a new year and I have a lot of new listeners, but practicing what subtracts from happiness, can anybody give me 5 behaviors that subtract from happiness right off the top of your head? And if you haven't thought about it, or if you don't know right off the top of your head, that tells me that, okay, let's get a little bit, let's dig a little bit deeper, because these things that subtract from your happiness, when you're really practicing in every moment, in every day, they just start rolling off your tongue. And it's very easy. We all know complaining subtracts from happiness. How about sharing bad news? How about comparing yourself to someone else? And this is a big one. This next one is a big one. This is a hard one. Noticing what anybody else is doing. That's the same as saying being in anybody else's business. That will always, and I say 100%, subtract from your happiness. When you're noticing, well, let me say this. When you're noticing what somebody else is doing, you're in their business, and you're making a judgment. Usually it's an unfavorable judgment about what somebody else is doing. And you know the only reason, put your seatbelts on for this, and you know the only reason we have a problem with someone else, the only reason we have problems with other people, oh, and this hurt me. Ooh, this is a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. The only reason I have a problem with someone else is because they're not like me. The only reason you have a problem, you make a judgment about someone else, they're not doing it correctly, or they're not doing it right, or they're wrong, or they're messed up, however you want to describe them in a negative way, it's only because they're not like you. It's like the other statement of the truth that the only reason why people worry, the only reason why people worry is because lack of trust. And you know the interesting thing about this show, because I get emails too, and sometimes what I say touches either a nerve or an emotion, or I don't even know how to describe it, or pushes a button. And so that is a clue. That is a clue to really, I mean, if you're interested and you're sincere about prioritizing happiness and prioritizing living and being at peace with life and with self, it's a clue to dig deeper. And one of the things that this week, I want to share a real story. And if you've listened to Reality Spirituality, you know that one of my big obstacles is calling or being involved with customer service. Oh, boy. Customer service, Lord have mercy. I can't tell you how many years and years I had issue with people on the other line of customer service. And, in fact, I look forward to, because I have to call Apple within, the next couple of days. I've got to call DirecTV again. I mean, the universe is always throwing out something for me to practice. And I have to say that 3 days ago, what was it? Oh, was it AT&T? No, it wasn't AT&T. It was TurboTax. I was on the phone from 8 o'clock in the morning until 11:15 in the morning. That's 3 hours and 15 minutes. Twice I got hung up on. Twice. Had to call back. And for the first time in decades, I got my left hand up. I sailed through 3 hours and 15 minutes of customer service without any kind of, angst, annoyance, impatience. It seemed like I just kind of rode the river, rode it out, floated out. And what I discovered was, and this was a real eye-opener for me, it's never been about customer service, me feeling impatient or me getting annoyed or me having an issue or a problem with somebody that number one, doesn't help me, number two, can't help me, number three, when I say can't help me, you don't have the skills to help me, so I have to escalate it to a senior tech or a senior customer service or senior manager. It was never about customer service. Can you imagine all those years I'm thinking, it's customer service. When I call customer service, no. The truth is, which is very freeing, it was very freeing to me, it was all about the seasons of my emotions. Now, when I say emotions, listen, our emotions are labeled, they're labeled, and we all know about labels. All labels subtract from happiness. So, but let me just stick with the programmed emotions that we all know. Sadness, anger, resentment, the emotion of joy, even though I don't use that, but the emotion of happiness, the emotion of contentment, the emotion of gratitude. All of those emotions, there are seasons for all of those emotions. And what I used to think, now, this is where I am today, what I used to think was there was always something to spark an emotion. The customer service sparked an emotion for me of impatience, of lack of tolerability. I don't even know if that's a word, but being intolerant of anybody that sits on the other end of the phone unless they're smart, they help me, let's get on the phone, let's get off the phone. I mean, anything less than that, I had a problem. I had a problem with impatience. I had a problem with being annoyed. I had a problem with being irritated. And, being annoyed, being irritated, and being impatient all in one big moment, woo-wee, can cause smoke to come out of your ears. Yeah, at least my ears. And it was always with this carrot, always with this, it's because of customer service. But the truth is that the emotions, and I'll get to the cue in just a minute. The truth is that our emotions, however you want to label them, excitement, irritation, anger, fear, whatever you want to label them, come and go and come and go. Just like the seasons. I'm living in the middle of the forest, and there are so many animals, from birds to deer, and there is a season for deer to mate. There's a season for deer to migrate. There's a season for the robins to mate. There's a season for all of it. And I say that the same is true of emotions. Now, the problem becomes when I put a story, or I tack a story, or I come up with a story of what and why the emotions are about, as opposed to just, I'm feeling this, without a story behind it. I'm feeling this, and, fill in the blank, but without the story. I had that story of customer service and the reason why I'm so impatient and the reason why I'm so irritated and annoyed because it's customer service. And what if I just accepted that there is a roller coaster or a journey of emotions that I will feel throughout my life, have and will throughout my life. And the key is, and the secret is, to know with each emotion it is coming and it is going. It will be here for 1 moment, 2 moments, an afternoon, an hour, 2 days, maybe 2 minutes, and then it's going to be gone. Have you noticed, when I talk about being at peace or prioritizing peace, I'm talking about being rooted in that to be able to to be able to navigate and to be able to flow through all of the emotions that you will feel in any single moment. Because this life is a series of ups and downs, roller coaster rides, roller coaster circumstances, and that's what life is. It's a roller coaster regardless of what you're vibrating. It's a roller coaster of experiences. And so the question becomes, how do you, and I'm going to say that life is a ride, how do you ride through this journey called life, experiencing and feeling all those emotions, and still be at peace? Because I have not experienced a cease of emotions that if I was really in charge here, I don't want to be irritated. I don't want to be annoyed. I don't want to feel impatient. I can't be at peace and impatient at the same time. But when you are conscious and aware of how you are feeling in every moment, and when you trust and know that your emotions are just like the seasons, and when you accept that this is just what you're going to experience without the story behind it, you will, it is a practice, you will feel and you will vibrate peace more than you vibrate a lack of peace. Vibrating this peace is not only a practice in conscious awareness and choosing, it is a practice of acceptance. Acceptance that we are on this planet with a variety of ups and downs and ups and downs. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, with the news of Kobe Bryant being killed, was a variety of ups and downs. You could feel the energy from the city of, the city of Los Angeles to around the world. So that energy of emotion is always going to, it's always going to be, unless we're not living, we're always going to feel. And so the feelings that we experience, how about this? We are experiencing them and when we experience them without a story attached, that brings more peace. There is a season, and the seasons can last, like I said, from 30 seconds to a minute to a half a day to maybe 2 days. But when you are aware and when you are prioritizing prioritizing peace, prioritizing it, and making a commitment to experiencing as much as possible, your choices and your behavior is going to be different. It's going to be different if you weren't prioritizing it. Let me go right to the phones. Hold on a second. Area code 229. What is your first name, and welcome to Reality Spirituality? Hello.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Melvin.
Melvin. Hi, Melvin. Did you call in before?
Yes, ma'am. I called a while back. Yes, ma'am.
I do remember you. I believe I remember you were talking about your family members and how, forgive me for laughing, and how your family members were taking advantage, and you're disappointed, and they only called you when they needed money. And so after we talked, I would like to know, did you do anything different in your life? Or did you do anything different with the family members, or how has your behavior changed, if at all?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I did do something. I went to each one of them one by one and really open up and talk to them and let them know how I really feel inside. I'm hurting, and it's not God-like for you to treat your family members, your brother, and in any kind of way, like I don't belong in the family, or when I was, even when I was in the hospital recently, I get nobody to visit me. They all want to call, and I was too sick to even talk to them, and I was trying to tell them, I'm here. Why nobody won't come see me? I mean, I laid in the hospital for a whole week, and I didn't have a change of clothes, and nobody didn't come see me, not even my children, and I have 6 sisters and 2 brothers, and they, 3 of my sisters is out of town, live out of town, but the other 3 and my 2 brothers live here. But it seems like my oldest brother, my next second to the oldest brother, he leaned out more. He checked on me, and he called me.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you there, Melvin, because it seems like, and so my question to you is, did you, when you said you talked to each one of them individually, were you able to get any, and I'm going to use this word, were you able to get any satisfaction from your conversations with any of them? So that's either you did get satisfaction or you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't get any satisfaction. Ma'am. It was like.
Well, let me say this. So I'm gonna listen. I like you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have. But I'm gonna have to be real with you, my dear. I'm gonna have to be real with you. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. The satisfaction, you're not going to find it in any human. When I say that, see, wanting somebody else, I don't care if they're your twin brother, but wanting somebody else or asking someone else to do something or to change their behavior so I can feel better about myself, about my life, about our relationship, never, ever, ever works. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we say I love you, whether it's a family member or your significant other, when you say I love you, then either you love somebody with strings attached, or it's not love. It's not love. In other words, you love somebody with strings attached, meaning that you want them to behave in a certain way. When you love unconditionally, when you love like the universe loves or like God loves, There is no conditions. There are no conditions. You know, the sun shines on the serial killer and the Pope. So just when I'm really, I wish I could just give you a big hug, because looking for satisfaction or looking for something from these people, especially these people, listen, there's a saying that says, don't tell me anything because your actions are too loud. In other words, I don't need to hear your words because your actions are conveying the message. So you have people in your family, and I'm not going to say that they care or they don't care, because I'll tell you this: if you die, everybody's going to be at that funeral. That's just the way it works. You know, everybody shows up for the funeral, whether they like the person or not. But back to the loving without strings. And so what I have done in my own life, because I know exactly what you're talking about, you never know people until they're challenged. And so you were challenged, your family is challenged with visiting you or not visiting you. And so now you know who they are. And not that there's anything wrong with who they are, but see, you know who they are, and you're still trying to get something from someone so you will feel better. And my comment to you and my statement to you is, it's not about anyone out there. Your relationship is the one with that person in the mirror. See, if you felt good about being Melvin, if you felt good about self, nobody is going to make you feel better, and nobody's going to make you feel worse. But you do have support. You do have an entity, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, that is, I know not in a physical form, but you have that support and that caring and that service and that love and that embracing and that care. But see, you're saying that that's not good enough. You want something from, I'm going to say man, only because, man-made, from a person that's flawed. And so you see how even asking them is going to be, is not going to give you any satisfaction at all.
Right. And can I say this, please?
Please.
Yeah. The thing is, you dead right. You're so right. And the thing that only thing that really bothers me, that really gets me, is that, when they call me, I'm there for them. I'm flying. I'm driving my car. I'm there for them. But if I've been in 2 accidents and nobody was there for me, and I'm going through some changes in my life with my health, and I live alone. But if I was writing checks, and if I was inviting them over and barbecue and frying fish or cooking out or whatever, I'll be their best brother. I would be their best brother on this earth. And and I don't do that anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. And soon as I gave that up, I still used to go around them and go to their house and sit around and talk. But now, since I've been, got hold to a little money, they just walk away. And my mother and father, God bless their soul, they done crossed over. And my mom definitely wouldn't agree with it. And I know my father definitely wouldn't. But my thing is that I told him this. I said, it bothers me for you all to treat me a certain way, but you don't treat the others that way. What is it about me?
No. See, no. It's bothering you. See, they're not bothering you.
Me.
Well, let me say this. the reason why you're saying that's bothering you is because you are not treating yourself with value. See, why you're not treating yourself? You know how I know that? I'm only going to use myself as an example. I mean, I've been in relationships too, and I've been in relationships where I was treated. Let me just use this word. I'm sorry, but I use the word. I was treated like shit. No appreciation. No, and the guy was cheap. No appreciation. No flowers on Valentine's Day. I mean, and you don't know how many years I spent complaining to him, asking him to be different. But the truth is, my dear Melvin, the truth is, I didn't value myself. I wasn't treating myself good. Why would I put myself in the company of someone who didn't treat me well? Well, it's because I didn't value myself, and it comes from, you talk about something from a long time, and you're talking about that feeling of appreciation. You want to be appreciated. You just want to be loved for self. You want to be valued. You want to be, thought of nice. You want people to care. But I'm here to tell you that those wants from these people, especially people that you know. See, it's not like this is all of a sudden a blind side. You've been knowing these people and the way they behave for years, but you still want something from them. You want appreciation. You want love. You want to be treated nice. You want the phone calls. You want somebody to visit. But see, that's your you want it from somebody people that are not willing to do anything for you unless you get something. I mean, why would you want people like that and want something from people like that? All it is, it tells me that you don't value yourself. See, it always comes back to valuing self.
And when you say,
a lot of love. I say with a lot of love to you, a lot of love.
Right. When you say value yourself, that means, like, I need to start developing, like, excuse my language, but like, I don't give a damn attitude if they like me or not. I'm going to live my life.
Yes.
Yeah, and I shouldn't sit here and have a pity party because they don't answer the phone, and when they do answer the phone, oh, I'm busy. I'm eating a sandwich. I got hold on for a minute. Can I call you back in a few minutes? I don't have to put up with all that mess, and that's all it is, mess. The only thing that gets me, only thing that really gets me is the big word, why? Why are they treating me this way? They didn't used to be that way. Why have they?
Well, my question to you is, why is it even bothering you? See, why? Listen. People go through. We talked about the whole thing about seasons. Seasons of emotion. Just because somebody treated you well or treated you nice back in 1962 or 1975 doesn't mean they're going to be nice and treat you that way in 2020. See, that's another fallacy program that just because something is like this for 10 years, then it needs to be or it should be like this for the next 20 years. One of the things that I had to learn the hard way, I mean, I'm talking about close people that I had with me, people that I would invite to my parents' house, people that I would go on trips with, and all of a sudden I did something or said something that they liked or didn't like, and guess what? I was persona non grata. I was out. I was dead to them. You know, the cold shoulder type. You know that kind of shit. Come on. So the thing is that. So the reason why just keeps me stuck in this. Who cares why? The evidence is there. Who cares why? What I care about is how are we going to get you, Melvin, to a spot where you are choosing and not blaming, because you're doing a lot of blaming for all these people for how you're feeling. And see, I'm here to tell you it has nothing to do with these people, family members or not. It's really about you and how you feel about yourself and the mirror. And it's not about, well, screw them, they're not calling me, I don't need that nonsense. No, there is a way that the universe deals with people that are, when I say people, I mean there is a calm, you know, I know this is a little off the key, but I had a dog once, and I remember one time I'm, you know, sitting under the hair dryer, and my dog comes up. It was in the garage. My dog comes up, and I pet the dog, and you know, I keep petting her, and then she starts walking away, and I say, hey, come back, Pancake. Her name was Pancake. Come on back, Pancake. And Pancake looks at me, and she says, I really am tired of you petting me, and I'm just going to walk away from you. But no offense, don't take it personally. One of the things that you're doing, you're taking all of this personally. You're taking it personally. You're thinking that it's serious. You're blaming, and all of those things, taking it personally, thinking something is serious, and blaming, is subtracting from your peace. It's subtracting from your happiness. It's actually an obsession to the point where now that's all you're even thinking about or talking about. I mean, your focus and your perspective is so laser, and it's always bad. You know, I can't. If I ask you, hey, what was good about them, I don't know if you could come up with a few answers. So it always comes back to us. It always comes back to us. Are we taking it personally? Are we taking it seriously? Are we blaming other people for how we're feeling? And you answer yes to all of those. No wonder you feel bad.
Yeah, and you so loved. I thank God for you. You are so right, because I just bought a new vehicle. I didn't buy it because I had the money. I bought it because I got a doggone car rent. And the money that I had, that's what I had to use it to buy another vehicle. But I did, and I just want to say this. I don't want to put too much of my business out on air, but I'm financially okay right now, and my finances is going to get better. Now, I didn't block my family out. I would do for them, and I told them that I will. If you need anything, let me know. But I'm not constantly going to write checks just for you to pick up the phone and talk to me. Just for you, nobody. And I'm talking about nobody has came to my house and sat down and ate down and broke bread with me. And I've been staying in this apartment since 2014, right after when my son passed away. And I told him, I said, you guys always want me to come visit you guys, and you guys know that I'm, I have a bad back and I've been injured, but you want me to get in my car and put on all this stuff and come sit over to your house where you can get in the car and come sit with me. And I had made up my mind. I had to go, and you're right. I really had to put my foot down. But the key to the whole problem is my thought. It's my fault. Yeah, it's my fault because the fact that I'm the type of person, if you said, Melvin, I can't stand you and I don't want to talk to your ass no more, I get upset because I don't like people to be mad with me, and I don't like to be mad with people. I like peace. That's me. I'm just real vulnerable in that area. I don't like nobody to be mad with me. I'm real sensitive to that, and they know that. They know it, and they like, he's probably blowing up right about now. You know? And my thing is that they all get together and they get on the phone and they talk. But I done nothing. I'm the only brother with a college degree. I'm the 10th child. I serve my country.
Let me say something. Listen, I'm on your team. And all I'm saying is, it's time to let these family people go. It's time. It's not even about the family. It's time to let anybody go. Anybody. I don't care if they're your twin brother. It's time to let anybody go that is not kind to you. K-I-N-D, kind. Period.
Right.
That's it. I don't care if it's your mother. I don't care if it's your father. I don't care if it's your twin sister. Kindness is key. Now, going back to you being able to want to do for them, I'm going to throw this out of you, and you're right. When you said it's your fault, I got chills. But you're absolutely right. It's your fault because, see, when you give people money, I'm going to put myself in it too. Because I know when I used to give, whether it's money or whatever it is, or my time, hey, there comes a time when I want something back from this. I'm not just, it's like the Godfather. Listen, I gave you this. I helped you out with this. I beat up the people that, that did that wrong to your daughter. Now it's time for me to get what I want. So, but see, that's not giving. That's giving with strings attached. And unless you can give without wanting anything back from anyone, nothing back, then you're going to have a problem. I had a problem because I was giving. See, it's called. Okay, here we go. It's called giving with an agenda. See, an agenda.
Right.
Now, or doing anything with an agenda. And all agendas subtract from your happiness. All agendas subtract from peace. Having an agenda, and I'm speaking for myself, if I have an agenda, I can feel it. Okay, I'm going to talk to this person, even if I'm teaching. On the radio, I'm different than I am in real life. I'm not going to sit up and lecture somebody, in my real life, because unless somebody asks me a question. But I don't have an agenda to teach anybody. I don't have an agenda, and so it's the agenda. So when you let go of your agenda and you want to give, and maybe not to them, but see, you're the one. I don't want to say this, but you're the one with them in your days, in your moments, you're the one that's not letting go of your thoughts about them.
Right. You're right, and that's something that I'm finna start, and I'm gonna get over that. And the thing about it, it's not just my. The thing about it, it's not just my brothers and sisters. I have 5 kids. One of my sons passed away in 2015. Accidentally got shot. So I have 1 daughter, and I have 3 other sons, and one of my sons is in prison. But the thing is about it, I had permanent custody of 3 of my sons, and going through a divorce, and I raised them, bathed them, did everything a parent could do. Make sure they was in school, check their work, go to PTO meetings, go to church. I did everything. Got them in the youth programs. Did everything a father could do. I'm just gonna say this right quick. And you know what? I wasn't looking for nothing back. But one thing that I was looking back for my children, and I tell anybody that, is respect. If I'm going to spend my time for 18 years and whap your ass for 18 years, I need respect. No.
And I love you, but no. The respect that you get is respect from self. If you respected yourself, if you respected self, there would be nobody on this planet that could disrespect you, period. If you thought highly of self, there's not going to be any person on this planet that can make you feel less than. So I hear this thing about respect and I need respect, and all that is, I'm sorry and I love you, but that's just bullshit. You get respect from self.
But you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're dead right.
Respect is a program thing, and I don't ask anybody to respect me. I don't ask anybody to treat me a certain way. I do it. I treat myself. I do it to myself. So I can have people yelling at me. I can have people not appreciating me. I can have people being mean to me, but trust me, I'm not going to be hanging out with them for a half a day. But I can navigate this life, and I have people being mean and yelling, and because I volunteer at the senior center. Trust me, those seniors are mean. They are mean. And so
when you own child, your own children curse you out. When your own children curse you out and threaten you,
that's all right.
That takes something.
That's okay too. I have an only son. I have an only son who's cursed me out plenty of times.
Damn,
And you know why, though? You know why, Melvin? You know why? Let me tell you something. Because all of the things that my son will say or say to me, there are things that he said to me that were mean and disrespectful and hateful and all that kind of shit. All the things, they still weren't personal. All of the stuff that he said was about himself and how he feels about himself. It's not about me. So I don't take anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's not.
And so this thing about respect, and I want respect, and I need respect. Come on, save it, because every time people say that, I just roll my eyes and say, well, that just means you're not respecting yourself, because nobody can disrespect you, nobody can insult you, nobody can make you feel a certain way unless you're doing it to yourself first. So what I would share with you is, think of yourself the way God thinks of you, which is this perfect entity, this perfect young man, this man that is and what you are is very open, and you're very honest and you're introspective, but there's things about complaining and blaming and taking things personally and disrespect. Now we're going to change it up. We're going to start looking in the mirror and ask the universe, hey, universe, how can I accept and value myself more? How can I have how can I feel whole without other people? See, it's really about feeling whole. It's about feeling, I know who I am. I like to tell this story about one young man, Jesus. This isn't a religious thing. This is just a story about a man who was totally disrespected before they crucified him. I mean, this guy was up here getting taught, I can even imagine all the verbal words that were thrown at him, not to mention the physical abuse, the torture and all that. And you know what he said? He said, you think he felt disrespected? You think he felt bad? You think he felt none of that? He says, no, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. These people that are mean, that are spiteful, that are quote-unquote users, that are whatever you want to label them, disrespectful, they're getting theirs. They're getting theirs. You don't have to worry about it. They're getting theirs. Because if somebody's someone else, you can imagine how they treat themselves.
Bingo. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I encourage you.
Good.
I encourage you.
You might think I'm wrong, but I get it. I get it now. I'm telling you right now, you made me one of the happiest mans today.
Oh.
I get it. And I think I'm not lying. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I get it now. There go the light bulb. Just pop on. And I get it. I thank God for you. I'm telling you right now, I get it. I don't have to go back with a vengeance. I don't have to go back running behind them, begging them to love me or treat me a certain way. I don't have to dash out money for them to come sit down and eat with me. I don't have to do none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do what Melvin got to do.
That's right.
What makes Melvin happy? Because over on that side of the fence, Lord, man, you hit it right on the head. I'm telling you right now, if somebody is listening, people are listening in, they need to go back and listen to this. Because I'm telling you, you opened my frame of thought, my mind, and my guilt that I was toting around for nothing.
No,
around nothing.
Let's not say for nothing, because you already said it. See, this isn't just a Melvin story. This is a global story. So with you sharing your heart and you sharing what honestly and all this stuff, you're sharing your story with so many people that like you said, a different perspective. So now not only are you sharing yourself, but you are also teaching that, you know what, I can do something different than what I've been doing. So I really thank you for that. I really thank you for that. And I really thank you for listening. And thank you for being a part of the show. You're a huge, huge part of the show. And anybody that comes with an honesty and openness and sharing, listen, I got my shit too. Come on. But all it is about is shifting a perspective and doing something different than I've already been doing. And let me tell you something else, Melvin. When you get to a point when you start valuing yourself, you don't take anything personally. These people, we got to love them, though. We still got to love them. We got to love them, even though they're jerks and assholes. I'm saying that with a joke. We have to love them because.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah, we have to love them.
I still got to love them. I got to love them for me.
That's right.
I got to love them. Still got to love them for me. But you know what? I got to put myself first.
That's right.
And I cannot, from this day forward, from this day, is a blessed day. Every day is a blessed day. But it's a connection that the universe, the Lord wants you and I to connect today. And I was strolling around. It's a lot of people on Blog Talk Radio I could have clicked off. But I said, no, I think I know this lady, Miss Rebecca. Yeah, I'd have talked to her before. I said, let me connect. And then the thing about it, your topic was about emotions. I said, okay, maybe you can give me some pointers on my emotions that I'm feeling that comes with negativity with other people in my family. What should I do? And oh, Lord, you got me stuttering.
Good job. No, thank you. Thank you for being honest, and thank you for being open. And let me tell you something. Your shift, your energy, your shift, and your shift in your perspective, I'm telling you, that's how we change the world. That's how we change the world, just by a shift in energy and a shift in perspective. So when you change, you're changing the world. You don't even have to leave your house. And I'm gonna ask you to do something. I know this might be a little challenging, but I'm gonna ask you to do it because you can. Even from your house, you throw out energetic hugs to all those people, all those family members, including your children, that have been jerks and assholes. You still throw them a hug. Because that's what we do. That's what we do when we're at a level of consciousness and awareness. We don't have any enemies. We don't have any people that can do us any harm. We are chosen. We are chosen. We are the conscious people. We are the aware people. We don't have any enemies. No. So you give everybody a hug. I don't care who they are. We don't have enemies. All we do is give them a big embrace, because that tells me how you feel about self when you can love and be accepting of people that, oh, God, why should you? Now, I'm not saying you have them over for dinner, but you could also love them, hug them from your living room. How you like that?
From a long distance. Yeah. I can pray for them. I love them from a distance and sending out good energy. And, and that's what God said on the mountain, the Mountain of Olives. He said, pray for your enemy. Pray for them. Don't hate them. Throw them in the trash can. Pray for them.
That's right.
Their heart will change. Pray for their mind to change towards you.
Well, how about this? Let's say this, and then I'm gonna have to let you go. But let's say this: we don't pray for them to be changed. We don't pray for them to change. No. We have to. It's our responsibility to change. Let these people be themselves. Accept them. Let them do whatever. It's their own journey. It's their journey. We are the ones that change. We are the ones that grow. I don't want anybody to change. I want everybody to be exactly who they are. I'm the one. Yeah. I'm the one that can change. I'm the one that looks in the mirror and say, okay, it's time for me to make a shift. See, I'm the one. No, they're fine the way they are.
Yeah, because one of my sons, I don't think he's fine the way he is, but that's his journey. And if he don't change, he won't have a journey. And I hope he change, because he is headed. He is wrong.
Well, how about this? I hope you change. How's that? See, I hope you change. No. We don't. No. Because when you make judgments about somebody needs to be different, somebody needs to change, that's kind of that's really none of our business. Because
you're right.
It's God's business, and let these people be and do what they want to be. No, I hope you change.
Right.
That's the thing. It's not about hoping someone else changes. It's about looking in the mirror and I am going to change. I am going to grow. I am going to expand. I am going to be accepting. I am going to be an example of the universe. An example, just like Jesus was an example. Jesus was a human example of the universe and all of its teachings. So that's what we can do. We can be the example. So it's about us, never about anyone else. And I sure do like you, and I sure do appreciate you calling. Thank you for calling Reality Spirituality. Keep listening, because I have another caller. Keep listening. Thank you, Melvin. Okay, Reality Spirituality. What is your first name? Area code 917. You are live, Reality Spirituality. What is your first name? Welcome.
Hi, thank you. This is Candy calling. How are you doing?
Hi, Candy. You have a question?
Thank you for your show.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for listening.
You're welcome. My question is related to my work. I have to work with a colleague, and I don't really want to work with this person right now. He complained about me to my director, and I don't feel comfortable. So I want to kind of dismiss our work together for the hour. I know it sounds kind of funny to put that in the radio, but I just don't feel comfortable with this person right now.
And when you say comfortable, are you talking about you have to be in the same room with them? Are you talking about you're physically uncomfortable, or or it's an emotional uncomfortable? What is it?
Yeah, emotional uncomfortableness.
And so you're not physically threatened by this person?
Emotional uncomfort, for sure.
Okay, emotional. Okay, and what are the emotions that are coming up for you? Because as we know...
I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't feel safe around him. Don't feel comfortable.
Okay. Now, when you say trust, you're talking about an emotional thing, and you're talking about someone that you don't trust and you don't feel safe. Correct? This is going to be a hard one. You ready?
Yeah, basically.
You know, I don't know why the universe put me in this position to hit people with hard balls right between the eyes, but here we go. When anyone says that they're feeling an emotion from being in the presence of someone else, and they label it, whether it's mistrusting or safe or uneasy or imbalanced or unnerved or annoyed or angry or sad, whatever, or threatened, whatever the emotion or the labels that we put on, and we put it on someone else, usually 10 times out of 10 comes from self having a distrust of self, having a I'm not safe with self. Me being self, I'm not making decisions for myself that make me feel safe. I don't trust me. See, when the focus is on someone else, and there's a whole list of things that we have complaints about, and I'm using complaints.
Just want to avoid.
Avoidance. And when you say, okay, so you want to avoid, and so there's different ways you could do it. There's always a solution to any problem. So the avoidance can come from leaving and getting another job. That's number one. Or
yes, I will get another job.
You will?
I will, yeah.
Okay. But know that whoever, there is going to be the situation again, whether it's this person right here or whether it's going to be in your future, someone else is going to evoke the same type of emotions. In fact, haven't you felt these emotions of distrust and not feeling safe before this job?
Well, I basically approached him for help, and he did provide the help. But then afterwards, I felt betrayed by him, and he didn't really do anything wrong. He basically did what I non-verbally asked him to do because the other people weren't listening to me. The director was just reading my emails, ignoring. So he also complained, and finally I was approached finally. So finally I'm heard thanks to him, and now I feel uncomfortable around him. So that's weird, right?
Well,
I should say thank you.
Is weird. Nothing that you feel is weird. I'm not going to say that anything that you feel is weird.
I'm just going to say, I'm glad that he helped me, not even though it was unconscious. I really initiated it, and he followed through. He got me what I needed, and now I'm scared. Now I'm scared of being in the same room with him. That's not fair, because I did that. I asked him to do that. So why not just show up and be thankful?
You want him to show up and be
responsible.
thankful?
What?
You want him to show up and be thankful?
No, I want to be thankful and show up. But, the truth is I don't want to go to that group. I just don't want to go there. I want to do my own groups. I don't want to co-lead. Stupid co-leading with like.
Yeah. So now we're getting to the real issue, because the real issue is never about anybody else. It's never about another person. The real issue is about that person in the mirror. And if you're having
I just don't want to do a group. I just don't want to do co-lead. I want to do my own thing. And here I am, like, working in a whole nother realm that I didn't ask for. I don't want to do this.
Well, then don't do it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I don't feel like doing it. I feel it's so against what I've been doing in this position, and they just put me in this position, and it's just, I'm just gonna say that I'm not gonna be there. Period.
And so see, this is the thing. What I hear coming from you is that you really do have a strong intuition, vibration of what works for you, what feels. I'm going to say what feels good for you, what feels at peace for you, what feels safe to you, what feels trusting to you. And so, anytime that we are in a spot and we're going against our GPS, we're going against our intuition, we're going against our inspiration, then you're going to have a lot of uncomfortable feelings. And so if you're feeling that strong not to, then get out of there quickly.
Okay.
But it has nothing to do with someone else. In other words, it's just time for you to do something different without the story of this person makes me feel like A, B, or C, or D. When it's time for you to learn how to fly and get out of the nest or do something different, it's just time for that.
Okay.
How does that feel? How does that feel to you?
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, and so follow your intuition always, and especially since you're so in tune with your feelings, and to not to pay attention or not to act on them. It's just going to cause a lot of not unnecessary, but a lot of imbalance and suffering on your part.
Yes.
I
can do the rest alone.
Yes. Do you have a shift? Do you have a shift of perspective? Do you have a shift of any of this? I mean, do you have a relaxed, a freeing coming? You feel free. People are been in jail for 20 years, and then all of a sudden they open the door. Do you have a sense of freedom, letting go?
Yeah, next week I have a sense of freedom. I'm going to be doing something that I enjoy doing. I do enjoy things that I do at night. I have the weekend where I enjoy it. I'm going to go on a retreat in May. So there's some enjoyment things coming up. I'm going to be doing work with autistic kids every other week and starting in March. So I have some nice things coming up. But I don't mind doing this job. I just don't like working with people as if I'm being, I have this thing about, I feel like they reassigned me to a new title, but they didn't assess my qualifications well. So they put me on a level that is beneath my qualifications. So here I am working with somebody that has, he has a PhD, I don't, but I have more education, postmaster's education, and so I feel that makes me also uncomfortable. It's just not the right.
Yeah, you do have a lot of feeling uncomfortable, but what I'm saying is it has nothing to do with the person that you described. It has nothing to do with this coworker. It has something to do with some internal things that I would encourage you to get a little bit deeper and look at. It has nothing to do with the guy with the PhD. It has nothing to do with the distrust. It has nothing to do with feeling safe. It has something to do with some emotional things that maybe have not been.
I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do this.
All right. Well, I love that you called in, and I appreciate you so much, and I wish you the best. I really do. Thank you.
Adios, amigo.
Woo! Now, who knew this show was going to take a turn like that? I love it. I love, though, when people call in. People call in with their openness and there's so many different scenarios, but we all go through challenges all the time. And again, when I teach the classes, The Truth About Happiness, the gift that I give everyone the first day of class is it's in a package. It's in a package, and I say, in this gift is the answer to all of your problems and all of your challenges, the solutions to all of your issues for the rest of your life. And can anybody out there that's listening tell me what's in the package? Would you even have an idea what and it is something. There is something in the package that I give to every single one of my students when the beginning of the Truth About Happiness classes start. And what's in the package is a mirror. It's a mirror. And all that is it's an empowering tool to let you know, and an awareness to let you know that you have the power to choose in every moment. You have the power to blame in every moment. You have the power to be focused on your program, the program that says, because A, B, and C happens, that means I feel D, E, F. So it is a program to blame other people or circumstances for how you're feeling. But I'm here to tell you that that's just not true. The stories are the ones that make us suffer. All stories are created by, authored by the ego. And the ego's job is just to make you feel bad for as long as possible, as many times as possible. So it's really important to be conscious and aware enough to know that whenever, I don't care if it's the weather, I don't care if somebody just ran over your foot, when you throw out, it's because of that, anything external, this is the reason why I'm feeling this way. It's just not the truth. It's an illusion. It's just not true. You're feeling this way because of a story that you're telling yourself. You're feeling this way because of a program that you have downloaded and continue to behave like. But the reality is you're feeling this way because there is just a seasons of emotion. And that season of emotion can range from love to hate to distrust to fear to sadness to irritation to resentment. It ranges from all of those. It's a huge spectrum. But when you know that you have the power to practice, again, happiness is a practice skill, and it depends on what you are practicing. And I just want to say something else to anyone listening. That people listen from time to time, even our archive shows. Is event or using something from the future to make you feel good about your present. And when I say make you feel good, the illusion of this having something in the future, so now I'm going to feel good, I have something to look forward to. I get all of it, totally I get it. But know that what if you didn't have anything to look forward to? What if you're in a jail cell? What if you're in a hospital room for 6 months? You know, there's been a few people that, famous people that have done long hospital stints, from Richard Pryor to when he burned himself up to who else was in a hospital for a long time? I don't remember right off the top of my head. But so what if you don't have anything to look forward to? That's all I'm saying. So this feeling of contentment, this feeling of peace has nothing to do with an event, has nothing to do with what you're going to experience, has nothing to do with the future. It has something to do with what you practice in every single moment. What do you practice in every single moment? And what subtracts from happiness? Living in the past and or living in the future, having expectations, judgments, having a preference. So my practice is, and what I ask the universe every single moment, how do I live, be at peace, regardless of what's happening in my life with anyone or any particular person, because this peace has nothing to do with anything external, ever. Whew. Back to the show, seasons, emotions for seasons. You know, one of the biggest, it's a really interesting article by Bronnie Ware, spelled B-R-O-N-N-I-E Ware, and she was a hospice nurse, and she wrote an article, it's probably online, she wrote an article about the 5 most common regrets of the dying. And there are 5 big regrets. And one of the regrets is, hold on a second, I want to read it exactly. I wish I had let myself be happier. And when I say I let myself be happier, it is really about choosing and prioritizing and making a commitment to being at peace, living at peace, vibrating a sense of satisfaction and balance and contentment. All of that. Happiness is a practice skill, and depending on what you practice will determine your future moments. Wow, what a show. I want to thank everybody for listening. Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on Twitter at RLNorrington. My Instagram handle, I have another phone, and this Instagram, I'm not getting my notifications. I got to call customer service on that. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. I have a few videos on YouTube. And my first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon.com. My second book, the one I'm writing now, Program for Unhappiness, will be out sometime this year. And again, until next week, I want to share that you are a physical extension of the universe. You're always evolving. You're always changing. You're always growing. Love is patient, and love is kind. Be kind and be patient to yourself. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. That's Abraham's quote, which is my favorite quote. You cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. Thank you for listening. Have a conscious week. Happiness is a practice skill. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the new experience. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man.